Hey everybody, this is Orbeez2468 again. Sorry it took so long to make this video, just because I've been working on stuff, and I made a video of this exact thing yesterday, but it somehow got corrupted that I couldn't see it, but everyone else can, so I removed it from YouTube. But I'm making a better version right now because I was doing the last one on top of my head. So what this video is gonna talk about is the pluses and minuses of evoltile elginero, because Evo players say this card is broken, others are saying it's not, and I'm going to point out what both ends of people are saying, and then my overall thoughts about it. So first off, evoltile elginero, fire, level 2 reptile. Look at that, it's a derpy face. It's a legit derpy. It's a reptile, and its effect is when this card is on the field, it's tributed and sent to the graveyard. Draw one card. Then you can shuffle one dinosaur type monster from your hand to the deck. Then add one evoltile monster from your deck to your hand, and has 0/0 stats. Okay, so what do we see in this guy so far? He's an amazing effect, but stats suck. Okay, that crosses each other out, so he's all neutral ground. Alright, so I'm going to talk about the pluses of this card. He is a reptile, so he can work with Evo Force, Evo Diversity, and because he needs to be tributed, enemy controller. So we have these three right here. I'm going to explain why I'm pointing out Evo Instant in a moment. But, tributed and sent to the graveyard, draw a card. He draws a card. So if you use him with Evo Force, you summon him, tribute, you summon a monster, and hopefully it's Volcano if you have a dino in your graveyard, and draw a card, and then you get to reshuffle. So he's also like a mini Diversity, which Diversity is a beautiful card. That's basically all his pluses, because he provides draw power, he deck thins, he also recycles dead dinosaurs from your hand to the deck, and then replaces them with an evoltile so he can pull off combos later. That's pretty much all the good things I can think about him, and from what I heard. Now, the negatives are when tributed and has to be sent to the graveyard. If we look in the Jajo, if I can find him, here he is. If we look in the Jajo, it says if this card on the field is tributed, special summon a Evoltile from your deck. Tributed, if it gets banished while tributing, like by Dimensional Fissure or Macrocosmos, you still get the effect. Elginero doesn't get the effect because it won't hit the graveyard. So that's a minus. And then his stats suck. He can't defend himself. I mean, we have Najaja, which he's at 2,000, and we have Weslow, who's at 19. So you can basically set these two and do whatever you want. Weslow plays himself when he's set. Najajo, he just helps stall a little longer so he can get effects off. So if you pull any of these tribute cards, you can basically pull them off whenever you want. Elginero, on the other hand, he has 0/0. So he basically says you automatically have to play him from hand. Which of saying that you have to waste a normal summon in order to play him. And if you don't have any of these cards, he becomes dead. Najajo, if you don't have any of these cards, he's a great wall. He just sits there and doesn't get poked. And I do not know why this stuff is falling. But other than that, so you waste a normal summon, you minus a card from your hand by playing this, but then that's typical, so we'll just ignore that for now. And then hopefully you get to do something. Best and only card will be Evo Force. Second best will be Evo Instant because, that's my other reason. With him, he doesn't summon an Evolsaur. He recycles your hand instead. And if you play him with enemy controller, he leaves your field completely empty. I mean, the only time I would actually use enemy controller is if I have a dinosaur out in the field and my opponent has a tuner and I take control of that tuner to help Sacred Summon to my Brannick or my Ally Adjusted Catastor. Or if I have a Lagia and my opponent has a Beat Stick, which they didn't attack or I negated the attack earlier, I enemy controlled that and I just call it for game. That's my only ways, but I barely use those at all. I legit barely use those concepts at all. Rather, I use the Najajo concept. I use Najajo of enemy controller, and then I get pluses off that. Because if I enemy control level 4, I get a Dino, I get to XC summon right after that. So, and with him, you do not. So, basically, he works on his own turf. Like, he works with his own deck. Quoted by lordsolarprime, which, as he clearly mentions, he works on a deck of his own, which is a heavy tribute deck. And I totally agree with him with that. And I've been playtesting with this guy. He's great with Evo Force. Only great with Evo Force. Sucky with enemy controller. And then another tribute card, Evo Instant. He works better with Evo Instant than enemy controller. And for Evo players, I recommend take consideration to Evo Instant. I mean, I've been playing this deck ever since I came out in Japan, around like in July of last year, in Japan with proxies and everything, and I love Evo Instant. I'm going to mention my reasoning for Evo Instant. Tribute one reptile monster, special summon an Evo Sword from your deck. So basically, if you tribute an elginero, you get a Evo Sword, so you keep your field, and then you get to pull off his effect if it gets sent to the graveyard. That's what I like about it. You keep a field with this card. Either way, these two help keep a field. That does not. That only helps keep field if you have a Najajo. And also, of my opinion, he works best in a rank 4 heavy deck. Because rank 4 heavy, you have your Serato, your Diplo, your Volcano, and then as a personal touch and a really good tech that I run, which helps me a lot, Pelta. He's just another level 4 to use, and he has really high defense. So, I mean, look at Volcano. Volcano has 1200 attack, 1000 defense. I don't have my Diplo with me because it's in my deck box and I forgot to take it out. And my Serato. Serato's 19, but he's great in hand because he can defend himself to a degree. Diplo could somewhat defend himself, but not really. Pelta, he does the same thing as a set Najajo. He's just a wall on defense. And also, if he's set, opponent attacks into it, you have a level 4 dinosaur to begin with. And then if you draw enemy controller with elginero, let's say you have elginero in hand and enemy controller, and you want to take control of opponent's level 4, you can most certainly do that. That's basically another reason why I would use Pelta against Thunder Kings or whatnot. I have him set, attack, and then if I pull an elginero or an Najajo and I have enemy controller, I just tribute them to get control, and then I do whatever shenanigans I want. So that's why I run Pelta. So that way I can abuse rank 4s, especially with Gem Knight Pearl coming out and Veron de Shigma. He will be a need in heavy rank 4 Evo decks. And I have a deck build, and I've been getting really good consistency off it because he works in hand also. I mean, Volcano and Diplo, no, they suck in hand, especially Volcano. Volcano blows in hand. And I use elginero just in case if I get the Volcano in hand. So that's his reasoning. And another reason why I use Evo Instant is because instead of wasting a Serato, a beat stick, I could just set a wall on my side during my opponent's battle phase, because this is a chainable Evo Force. If I just have elginero or Najajo set, I just tribute them and I get a dinosaur automatically. And that could actually help change the game a bit, because I run effect veilers and all that good stuff. Basically heavy negation, and I want to keep these guys protected so I can get my Lagia and Dolka out. And I abuse them the most rather than any other rank 5, rank 6, or rank 7. So yeah, elginero works on a deck of his own. I tried him at 3, but he only works at 3 if you're running 3 diversities and 3 Evo Forces, because you want to keep a field presence and 1 enemy controller for the Najajo plays. But I would keep like 3 of each of these guys and then run 3 of him, and then I get mad draw and mad consistency. It's really, really weird. But I like it a lot. But I decided to cut him down at 2. So, that's basically my segment on this. Anything else I want to add? Oh, yeah. Evo Instant will be a need in the next set. Because we have the Magicals and / the Book of Spells archetype. And let me tell you, when they have Secret Village of the Spellcasters, you cannot play Evo Force. You cannot play enemy controller. What do? You have a Nijajo. Evo Instant. They can't negate traps. Get out the Nijajo, destroy their fields, summon a dinosaur, get out Dippo, destroy their field spell, and then you get Xe, and then you basically have game when you can pull that off. So, Evo Instant will be amazing. Yeah. That's basically my commentary on it. Commentary on this little Derpy McDerpson. So, if you guys like it, comment, post, rate, subscribe, and some of you guys are probably wondering how the rank 4 heavy works. If I can get 20 likes, I'll definitely post my rank 4 build from Dueling Network, because I'm recording this from my iPod, so I can show you my rank 4 heavy build, and I get mad consistency because of this guy, and I only use rank 4s. So that way, like Darwino and Elias and all that stuff, they become dead in your hand, and you can't tribute them or summon them. But Pelta, you can if needed to. So that way you're not heavily dependent on him. He's just an additional plus. So, because you want to make use of everything that you got as best as possible, and Lagi and Doka are the best. Now, if there was a level 4 that can change itself to a 6, that would be fantastic, but we don't have that, and won't be seeing that. Please, Konami, please make that. But other than that, that's my thoughts of elginero. But like I said, get 20 likes on here, comment, 20 likes, rank 4 video. Yeah. Other than that, happy dueling, everybody. And say hello to McDerpson. Yes, I call him McDerpson.